Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Broken Chains podcast. My name is Brian Ricks. Let's get some of this stuff out the way once again. The Broken Chains podcast is proudly sponsored today by Change to Change Leadership LLC, where pain is turned into purpose and struggles become strength. Where helping individuals break cycles, rebuild identity, and leading people to their purpose is their passion and their motivation. So today is going to be a good one. Today, I was hoping my partner in crime, Barbara, would be on here, but I don't know if she's still under the weather. But we're just going to keep on moving. Hopefully, she'll come in. So today, I got somebody very special. This is my baby here. Like, I've known this child, and it's weird how God works. A lot of times we don't really pay attention to the people around us who are kind of walking the same walks that you are. But then when you see them start changing into becoming the person they were created to be, you start seeing something in them that be like, okay, I can see that. So I want to welcome my baby girl, my niece, Emily. Hey, you.
Hello, everybody. Hi.
Um, get a little closer because it looks like it's kind of hard to see you or something like that. There we go. How are you doing, beautiful?
I am great.
Okay. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself and how we're kind of connected because oddly enough, we're related. It's the weirdest thing. Only in Arkansas does that happen. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
My name is Emily. I'm 32 years old. I'm a recovering addict from methamphetamine, Xanax, and ecstasy. I was also addicted to a lot of the bad characteristics that come with the drugs, not just the drugs. I'm from
Wow.
Jacksonville, Arkansas. I'm a licensed cosmetologist. My sobriety date is April 19th, 2021.
Okay, so
And
that
I
makes
am your
how
niece.
so so that you say you're when's your sobriety date?
April 19th, 2021.
So that makes you how many years clean and sober?
I am 5 years and 15 days today. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I like to hear that. Congratulations, baby. I am really proud of you. It's not easy sometimes to look back on our lives and look at some of the good things and the bad things, but here we are. You know, used to do dope with this child, and here it is now. She's living her beautiful, recovered life, not only doing hair, but speaking into other people's existence and, you know, helping other people walk in their recovery. I am loving this. Well, it looks like everybody and their mom here today. Hey, Mariah. Well, we
They
got
all come
everybody in
together
here
today.
today. Stacy's up in here. We got who is that?
My niece,
Jaleel?
that's my niece, Jalen.
Yeah. I am. That's what's up. That's what I like to see. That's what's up. That's good support. You know what that means to me, though? It means that people are actually invested. And what's this one right here? What's that say? That's my auntie right there.
That's my bug, man. She's done
But
seen me come the whole way.
given our lived experience, sometimes it's kind of hard to look back at the people we are right now. But this is get it. Hey, Uncle B, there's Mariah. I'm happy that everybody's on here. So today I want to try to do something a little bit different because lately we've been having technical difficulties. So I want to kind of get to the meat and potatoes. And let's just go
Okay.
ahead and get that out the way so we can get to the dessert. Looking back at where you've come from, compared to the person you are today, what do you think, other than your recovery, what's the most important thing that you have changed or altered in your life to be the person you want to be?
Humble. I have humbled myself down, and it has drastically changed who I am as a person in recovery and out of it.
Right. Wait, what do you mean by that, inside and outside of it? Unpack that.
So, so with the way that I do my recovery is I do a lot of service work and everything. I'm big in NA. I do the work. I put in the work everywhere, but I also put in the work outside of my recovery because my recovery didn't just start with the drugs and stuff. My recovery started well before then. So I had to take my life before drugs and look at what was going on with it and humble myself from that, if that makes any sense at all. In order to become who I become today, I had to humble myself down a lot because I was ratchet and ghetto. And that's not to say that I wasn't humble, but I guess I just didn't know any better before, if that makes sense. So now
Yeah.
it's all the way around my recovery life and outside of my recovery life because a lot of my family don't understand recovery. So we have to take that away from it to help them connect to.
Okay. So I'm putting something in the comment section because I want to see if somebody else, and I'm going to show it on the screen. See if you can see it.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a good question. That's a real big question. I don't know if you want them to answer that one or me.
I want answers from both personalities, if that makes sense.
Well, it does because Emily and Savage are personalities. I have multiple personalities, but Savage Savage is somebody that is manipulative, does not care, will dog anybody out to get what she wants. Savage is going to ruin her own life and everybody around hers and think that she's doing good by doing it. Emily is going to pick up the pieces of herself and everybody around her. Emily doesn't Emily doesn't tear down the people around her. Emily picks them up and Emily helps in any way possible. Where Savage is just a beast. The name is there itself. When I was being savage, there was not no helping me. There was not no the only person that could get me to listen was you. You know what I'm saying? Like Emily knows how to listen. Emily knows what to do and what not to do. And only people that have ever been around both personalities would understand what I'm saying with that.
Yeah, I understand. I understand. I understand fully. So here's where the complexity comes in. What did Mariah say? She said Emily is a great person inside and out. Savage is someone that don't play about anything. Savage really comes with multiple personalities. So, and here's the thing, I've known you pretty much the majority of your life. I
Mm-hmm.
can honestly say I am one of few people that was privileged enough to meet the man that was your dad. And I say this from a male perspective. Growing up without a father for a boy makes life so much difficult because we're not getting hands-on training, and it's the simplest things. Why we open the door for ladies, why we take out the trash, why we say yes ma'am, no ma'am, yes sir, no sir. And
Mm-hmm.
you know your dad was one of those people that, despite his stank attitude sometimes, and I can say that because I was one of those kids that were blessed to be around him, and he
Mm-hmm.
just had this air about him that just, it gravitated people to him. And so, do you think that that's where Savage gets a lot of her? because your dad was one of those guys. He was high speed, low drag. He was
All
all
gas,
gas,
no
no
brakes.
brakes with it. You know what I
All
mean?
gas, no brakes, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. I think that I created that personality and persona off of how I felt like my father would have been during those moments. Now, could I say, do I think he would have been like that? I can't say for positive, but I do think that Shorty had a lot to do with Savage's persona.
yeah, yeah. Do you consider that like a way to protect yourself or just a way to survive?
Probably more of a way. I want to say a little bit of both, but to me, protecting myself was surviving at that time. So, I mean, kind of.
If it's tough to talk about, we can change the subject.
No,
I just
it putting it into words on that is something that I've always had kind of a hard time with. Um, because I ended up in that world on a survival instinct. Does that make sense?
yes, of
Um,
course.
I jumped off into the dope game on a survival instinct, trying to protect myself from my ex fiance. So to me, the whole time, survival was kind of one and one for me. I wasn't living. I was surviving.
Okay. So, do you think that that same energy, because I can't speak for anybody else, but one thing I've learned, and one of the most brilliant ladies that I've been blessed to have invest in my life, we call her Mama Kathy. She has to remind us a lot of times that the the savage or Dr. Evil, the same energy, the same mentality, the same passion that we had in trying to facilitate our drugs to get high, to hustle,
Hmm.
is the same energy that it's going to take in order for us to live this life of recovery and sobriety. And
Hmm.
I'm just wondering how often is where we're at right now, where is Emily? What percentage does Emily have control of your day? And sometimes does Savage still find a way to peek around the corner?
Well, I did a podcast. I can send you the link for it so you can watch it when I was in Florida with a
Okay.
great guy that we met down there. His name was Leon. And when I was in the first couple months in recovery, like in rehab, they tell you if you put your pants on first left foot in the streets, put them on right foot in
In
recovery.
recovery.
I I took my savage energy from the streets and I applied that savagely into my recovery. Um,
Okay.
I am far enough into my recovery that today, while I'm still have multiple personalities and stuff, Emily and Savage are the same person now. I am savage about my recovery. I do not play about my recovery. I do not want people around me that are in their recovery. I do not want to be around those things, people, places, and things that I retort back to my recovery with. I do not deal with none of that. I took myself from a savage in the streets to a savage in recovery because I had to do that. If I did not learn
Hmm.
how to merge those two together and become one, then I was always going to have that battle. I had to learn how to apply that in my recovery, and I did. In the interview that I done, I talk a lot on that. I talk a lot on how I had to get up and go every day to get up and do the things that I was doing in my addiction when I didn't have a reason to want to live. So when I found a reason to want to live, I had to turn away into getting that get up and go into my recovery. If not, then I was
Oh,
wasting myself away because if I applied myself that much then I better apply myself 10 times better now.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. This is The same energy, and this is just I, me, and my speaking, the same energy it took to create a habit is the same energy it's going to take to change a habit.
Yes,
It's the
sir.
same energy it's going to take to, and I say this word loosely because a lot of times people get misconstrued with some of the words I say. I'm using the word change in the context of altering because I'll never
Mhm.
be able to change who Brian is. Brian is Brian.
Mhm.
Social security number, date of birth, DNA, thumbprint. I am Brian. But I can alter the perspective and how I view things. Like today, I was teaching a class on perspectives between mindfulness and mindlessness. And I asked people, have you ever heard that saying of who's watching the watcher? Because,
Mhm.
when I was in my addiction, I was the I never had to be the one looking through the blinds. I had people watching the blinds, but I'm sitting there watching people. And I have this split view. Like I can see what's going on over here, but if this
Mhm.
side's not seeing it, I'm thinking something's wrong. But I wasn't monitoring the monitor. I wasn't watching
Mhm.
with good intentions, not only for myself, for those around me. So I found myself a lot of time living this mindless lifestyle because it's survival. You know,
Mhm.
whether it's Dr. E or Savage, we put ourselves in situations to where we have to respond appropriately to said events in order to survive, not exist. That's different, but just to
Right.
survive. Because with the right, like a child exists, and that's just my terminology of it because there's not a whole lot of responsibilities. A 6 year old's only requirement is to be a 6 year old.
Mhm.
So they're more or less existing until they get old enough to comprehend their existence and stuff like that. Then they start learning how to live and how to survive. And that's how I always say that a lot of time when I was in my addiction, I wasn't even just I wasn't even existing or surviving. I was just fighting to live to the best of my
Mhm.
ability with all my trauma, my pain. What's that? This one's for you. Was to say Jaylee here on mom's computer, but I do have to say I was there for Emily and Mariah all the way through from the beginning. I saw them fall in deep and I remember a lot, but I love them the same. That sometimes we miss out on so many things because we're in an addictive I, me, and my, you
Mhm.
know, and it's joyful. Thank you. Thank you for that, Jaylee. It's joyful now because we get to sit here and we get to watch the watcher. And it's like the other day when you were doing my son Zachary's hair, and I saw you smiling, like from Cheshire cat ear to Cheshire cat ear. And it was not, I don't know if it's because you were doing something of service, but it was like I could see you living in your purpose. And
Mhm.
that's when I see your dad the most in you. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
I'm not trying to get all mushy. I
No,
just
you're fine. I'm good. Ignore me. I'm gonna tear up and then it'll go away and it'll be back. I got multiple personalities. No.
oh, love you guys so much, family. We love you too, B. So here's my next question. If the person you are now can go back and have a conversation with the person that you were at your lowest, and you could only say one sentence, what would you say?
don't change anything. Um,
That's
so a lot of people at my lowest of my lowest should have been my rock bottom, but it wasn't. I have this gift of adaptability, and I can adapt to anything that I go through. Well, I at my lowest of my lowest, going through everything that I went through, I would not have changed nothing because I would not be who I am right now if even one of them bad things hadn't have happened to me. Um, I wouldn't change the worst of the worst that happened to me. Losing the children, being beat, my own people turning their backs. I would not change nothing that I have been through. Nowhere through it. I wouldn't have. And if I could tell myself anything, it would be don't change nothing. I had it. I had the keys in my head to keep me through survival. Did I have my addiction? No, I didn't. But I had the keys and the people around me that I needed at that moment to make it through what I made it through. I wouldn't change nothing.
okay. You know, and that's one thing that a lot of people look at me weird. You know,
Mhm.
like a lot of guys ask me if I'll pray over a group or I'll pray over them or if I'll pray with them. And when I hit them with, Father God, thank you for the mistakes. Thank you for my addiction. Thank you for the wrong choices, the wrong turns, the falls, the scrapes, the stumbles, the rock bottom.
Imuna. I do believe it's called Imuni, Emuna.
Yeah, I thank God for those things because, I say this a lot. Dr. King once said, success is not defined by where you end up, it's defined by how you stand during the
Hmm.
chaos and turmoil. And I'm to a point to where I needed this because I joke about this, but I'm not bragging. I'm boasting in the spirit, he who lives within me. I'm a surgeon with this. You
Hmm.
ask anybody who's around me for 30 minutes. Once I get you here, oh yeah, it's a wrap. But despite having the ability to move an audience to inspire, I wasn't living in my purpose. And my mother and I, she reminded me, she said, baby, I remember when you were 6 years old at church in the pulpit and you're doing sermons and it was prophesied that you were going to minister. And my childhood trauma brain is like, I'm not doing all that. Mom, I love you, but sometimes you're a little too holy for me. But I didn't know what my purpose was to
Hmm.
inspire and minister based off my lived experience, how I work my 12 steps by first stating the problem. I have a problem with addiction. I don't have a problem
Hmm.
with drugs. I have a problem with me on drugs. If drugs stayed on its side of 8 Mile, me and drugs would have any problem. But it's when I get into that intimate relationship with drugs that it takes a control of me and causes me to remove myself. And this is I mean my from my connection with God. Because when I'm walking in my purpose, I allow the spirit to speak through me because this guy's yuck. But when I ask God to allow the spirit to speak through me, I'm a surgeon. And I would never have understood my purpose until I found a reason to have to find it. You know, I've gotten so used to being at rock bottom, I can survive on it. You know what I'm saying? I've had to
Hmm.
pick up, move around, start over so many times. I've got a survival kit called Rock Bottom Survival Kit that shows where all the resources are, where I can get food, where I can get clothing, showers, and all this other stuff because I got comfortable
Hmm.
in it. And I'm never comfortable when I'm walking in my purpose because it requires me to not settle. And when I'm, when I'm moving, I got my niece moving. I got my wife moving. I got Mariah. I got Raven. I got all of us, Kesler, all of us walking in our purpose. And out of all of us, me being the oldest, I get to sit there with this Papa Bear mentality. And I'm so gloriously blessed because the same people that I wanted to remove myself away from followed the breadcrumbs that I left. Now it's like pretty much everybody. And I'm not saying that I'm the cause that everybody got in recovery, but I love the simple fact that you and we talked about this. We can look behind us, and you look behind you, and there's Mariah. I'm looking behind me and I see you, I see Raven, I see Kesler, I see Brandon, and I see all these people. And I'm looking at our lives, and that's where I have to thank God for the mistakes, because I would not be the person I am sitting right here in our own spot. You know what I mean? Enemies sitting here trying to throw stuff at. They threw a tree through your crib, and all you did was move to another one.
Bruh, they didn't just throw the tree through. They took the whole damn back door out the bathroom. Damn near took out my mama. Re-injured my hip in the process of it. Lost half my. But we're good. We're in a new spot. Everything's unpacked. Everything's organized. We got groceries in the fridge. Bills are paid. Running water, electricity. I have no complaints. I mean, it was a rough week. I might have to have surgery in 2 weeks on my hip. But hey, everything's good. I'm blessed. Even when the bad things happen, I find the positive in it every time. That's one great thing that recovery has given me. The worst of the worst can happen in Christian. He's a man. Something goes wrong in Christians. Well, this and this, and I'm like, why are we worried about it? If nothing else has shown us with our faith in the last 5 years, we know that God has us. Our higher power is right here with us every step of the way. We've made it. It might have been stressful a couple times, but we've made it.
Absolutely. Do you find, like, how can I put this? I'm good at solving big problems. You know what I mean? I'm like David Copperfield and Chris Angel. I can turn nothing into something like there's no tomorrow. You think it's sleight of hand, the next thing you know, I wasn't always the best person, but I knew how to accomplish my goals because I knew how to hustle the game.
Mm-hmm.
But now I sit back and my mindset's totally different. And it's small character things like humility. I don't have to be, the spotlight doesn't have to be on me. I love that I have so many people in my life that I can just sit there and say, talk to her. Brian, you're the peer, you're the peer support. Woo, 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 woo. I said, I understand that. But why can't you talk to her? Because I'm learning that I'm not always the one that has to water. Sometimes my job is just to plant the seed. And maybe it's someone else's job to till the land, because not everybody's ready for what I have to say. And sometimes my words may become convoluted in big words that I use, big wordy words. But I want you to understand, because I ramble and chase rabbits. We had this conversation, and I think we were at the hotel. Me and Babe had our room. You and nephew had y'all's room. And you were talking about going into treatment. And I don't know if you remember this, but you had this look of like, like you had this S with a red cape, but you were covering yourself with it. And I'm just wondering, in these moments now, do you fear reverting back to the person you used to be?
No, I think that any reverting that I was going to go back to, I already have, which was back to like how I was before the drugs when I was helpful. Like, I'm the person that you're going to see outside at 32 years old helping the neighbor pick up her yard so that she doesn't have to be out there doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if any reverting was going to happen, it's that. I still put on my cape, but my face is fully not covered no more. Like, I'm letting it be known, but I'm real big in my recovery with that. Like I want to pass on every bit of my knowledge to the next person. I want to pour into the next person. And Christian had to slow me down on it some when we first got sober because I was the one that walked up to everybody I knew during their addiction and was like, look, you need to get sober. Look at what it done for Christian had to bring it to my attention. Not everybody is ready to hear that. And you have to know when it's time to say it and when it's time not to. Now
Right.
I mean, I put on my Superman cape still. I don't think I ever took it off, but I'm a little picky on who I'm helping and who I'm not. Now, I'll help anybody, from a distance, but
Oh yeah.
I just I'm still
Oh
that
yeah.
person. Like then I think I wanted to get sober to save the people around me and not for myself. Now it's a lot different. I'm sober for myself.
Heard that. So what's this other one right here? It says, besides stopping the addiction, what is the most beneficial change you've made in your life?
Besides stopping my addiction, the most
Hmm.
beneficial change I've made. Are we talking like life changes or just personality changes?
I'm not gonna
My
read
biggest
into it.
change, my biggest change is also my biggest accomplishment, and that's doing something with myself and becoming a cosmetologist.
Small
Um,
vic small victories, you say?
to me, that is a small victory. I went all the way through school being the top of my class, and all the way through school, I was the one that was humble. I was handing out knowledge to the next person. Everybody was trying to give me my kudos, and I didn't. I'm so weird now because I don't want my kudos. If you try to tell me how proud of me you are, I'm gonna start crying. I still don't know how to accept those kinds of words. You know what I'm saying? But I never have really been able to. But now my biggest, yeah, I think that would be my biggest change. That and my humbleness. But I think that my humbleness has a lot to do with all of it. I had to humble myself down. I was a savage man. I was a gangster, and I know what I can do with my mouthpiece. I can sell air to a damn bird if I want to.
Yeah, I mean, like, we got that gift of gab, baby girl. I tell people, I can sit there and tell you the sky is purple, give you three credible facts to back it up, and not only are you gonna believe it, I'm gonna sell you some beachfront property on Mars, and you're gonna be like, what's it look like? I'm like, dry, there's no moisture.
Still to this day, it's the gift of gab. Still to this day, I laugh talking about. I'll run into somebody that'll know me from my addiction, and they'll be like, "Emily, do you remember whenever you convinced the tweakers in the hood that you could tell the drones by their height on if they were city drones, county drones, state drones, or Fed drones?" Oh my God, I die laugh. They were just airplanes, y'all. They weren't drones. I didn't know that people still believed it. That's prime example right there.
That's a new one to me.
I did that not long after y'all went to jail.
All right, so here's one I put on there. Tell me if you can read that.
I'm trying to.
How do you deal with temptation or triggers in your daily life?
I get away from them. I get away from it. It, I can't say that I really have a lot of temptations or triggers, but I'm I am one of the blessed people that whenever I got into recovery this time, I knew that that's what I wanted. There were no ifs, ands, or buts. I had no reservations to go back to it or nothing like that. I knew this time whenever I got sober that I was getting sober. So anything that I think might be a temptation, I do not have it around me. I just X the problem out before it's even a problem. Honestly, don't get me wrong, I have been tempted, but the last month has shown me that I'm not tempted like I was before because if anything was going to make me want to relapse, it was the last month of my life. And I haven't even, not one time, even thought about drugs.
That's what's up. uh that's Raven.
I couldn't
That's
believe that Mariah had to ask if that was Raven. I mean, you should have known in the LADII.
Yeah, so here's something, because I'm a firm believer that recovery works a lot more when you give it away. What is the best piece of advice you can give to a young girl who's been through some of the things that you have been through and is trying to find her way in her recovery?
Believe in your higher power and know that you're not alone. Sometimes it's not what you say, it is actually the way that you say it. And whenever you're seeing somebody that's in newer stages of recovery, somebody that's been in recovery for as long as I have, I know to take a step back and look at them. I know how to pay attention to what they're saying and what they're doing so that I kind of know how to come at them. But anybody that's in newer stages of recovery, I'm going to tell them one more day. Give it one more day, one step at a time. The best advice I could ever give my little sister was a craving only lasts for an hour and it will go away. You'll make it through it. Find something better to do to put your hands on for a time. If you have to, sit down and color or draw.
Mm. What did Mariah
I
say?
needed.
So hold on a second. This hold on.
Are you reading the comments?
Yeah. So your partner in crime literally
I see.
is.
Oh, I see what she's saying. My Lord, I don't know if anybody wants to hear our stories. No, I'm kidding. That would be a good one. That would be a good podcast.
Yeah. Right. I'm trying to. There it goes. Let me see. Let's see. Yeah. She gets it. Hold on. Girl, why am I typing? Raven, I just sent you the link. Hop on there, and then we'll do this thing.
She can hear you.
Hold on.
Oh God, what'd you do?
Are you driving?
No, I'm hold on. I gotta turn this Bluetooth off. Hold on. Wait a minute. Crap. Hold on.
This is the day.
That's some faces the world never thought they'd ever see together again.
Hey. You just left the meeting?
Yeah, I share the meetings now.
Okay. So, for all you people on social media,
we're echoing.
This right here is an act of God. Because these two son of a bucks right here, boy, I'm telling you.
We just beat Ethel and Gretel. We plead the fifth.
Oh my God. Gretel, oh my God. I just remembered that. Ethel and Gretel.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
I forgot that name, Brian. That's another one of my little egos.
Yeah. A little Bojangle Boogaloo moment.
Yeah, Trick better have my money.
Mm-hmm.
So here's a quick question I want to ask both of y'all, because I'm privileged enough to have seen each one of y'all at y'all's lowest. and I've been blessed enough to watch you both in y'all's journey. What does this right here mean to both of y'all?
Man, it really means a lot, man, because like I'm going through my 4th step right now where I'm doing my moral inventory, so this is helping my recovery a whole lot.
Right.
Girl, that was a hard one for me.
Yeah, right now I'm writing down all the shit I've done. It's like, man, I know I missed some stuff. I got to go back. I've been working on it 2 weeks and I still ain't done. But I got to add more now that I done seen Emily.
Yeah.
Christian said, wow, it's the pair of twins.
Yeah.
What does this mean to you, Emily?
A lot. It has to do with the 4th step, the 9th step. I mean, I think with me having been in recovery and already spoken with Raven when I was doing my 4th step, I might be a couple of steps ahead of her because now she's in recovery talking to me. So
Yeah.
we just timed it different.
I was high as hell when it was in her recovery. I told her I wasn't getting high, but I was high when I told her I wasn't high.
I know.
But look at us now.
Yeah, I'm actually
But
sober
look
this
at us
time.
now. So because we've all tried getting sober before. It'd be a fallacy trying to make y'all believe that this is my first time.
I've never tried to get sober.
Yeah. So why is this one so much more important than anything else?
Man, like, okay, because when I first had to get sober, come on, my phone finna die. So I was court ordered. I had went to jail, but something had told me before I went to jail to apply for Hoover. So I applied for Hoover and I got approved for Hoover. And so at first it was just like, I'm gonna do this shit. When I get done, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. But when I went to Hoover and I actually got to talking to people and the right people and got that spiritual awakening and stuff, like it really made me realize like I was doing some dumb shit, man. I didn't even care about my own kids. I lost my kids twice. And now it's like since I've got my mind right, like nothing's gonna make me go back to that shit, man. There's shit that I've done, I can't even believe I did it. Really.
Yeah.
But now I'm to the point in my recovery, I'm at Wolf Street, and like I'm so into Wolf Street, man. Like I'm in the corrections committee. I'm mentoring people. My name's going up in Pulaski County for the CSI ladies to call me when they get out. They need to go to a halfway house or a sober living house. I'm hosting the meetings now. I'm gonna train to be a peer specialist once I hit my 2 years. When I get done with my 12 steps, I'm gonna sponsor people. I actually like helping people because like my stories really do help people. Because a lot of people in rooms, they're scared to tell their story. Then they hear my story and they're like, well, shit, stuff I did wasn't that bad. So it makes them open up and get more comfortable. You could leave your car running around me. I'm taking it. You let your mailbox be full. I'm in it. I didn't give a damn. No,
look, that could be a whole comedy show on YouTube. Because y'all, I swear to God, if you're not old enough,
we could do a whole show on what we did not on drugs sitting in county jail. We weren't even on drugs then.
Emily.
No. So you have to be over the age of like 42 or 43. You know who you two remind me of?
Oh my God, the county
Heckle and Jekyll.
Ethel and Gretel.
It's Ethel and Gretel.
No, Heckle and Jekyll.
No, we changed it to Ethel and Gretel. No, we're telling you, we changed it. Brian, who's playing it to you? I think Raven's phone might have just died.
Yeah. Well, this is what we'll do. Raven, if you can hear us, restart your phone and jump back in. All right.
Yep, it died.
So, I never thought I'd have seen that. I tell people, I have been blessed enough to sit and watch the journey of people who I feel I may have influenced. Well, there's no thinking because I wasn't doing the responsible thing and holding everybody accountable to a
Mhm.
standard. Let's see. What'd she do? She switched. What she
I don't know what
you
happened.
yeah, yours is messing up. Get fixed, sis. All right. And if it don't work next time, let's try it now.
Okay, there she is again.
It's going in and out.
Slow ass shit.
So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna schedule a day. I'm gonna get with Savannah, and I'm gonna schedule a day to where I can have both of you on here so that people can understand where this Ethel and Brethel came from. Because y'all's
Okay.
technical difficulties are killing me. So last question, and then we're gonna wrap this up. In your recovery, I've seen you accomplish so many great things, and I am so monumentally proud of you. But if you could have a conversation with your dad right now, what would that conversation be like for you? What would you want to say?
Um, well, truthfully, I would probably have to spend about the first 30 minutes sitting on my hands being quiet while I got my butt chewed out.
You too, huh?
But
I'm a
then
whole grown man and I know that feeling.
I would just tell my dad that I missed him and that I wouldn't apologize for my actions, but part of me wants to be like, I would ask him if he's proud of the way that I handled it, but then part of me just wants to tell him that I'm sorry for being the fuck up that I was. Not my actions, but just being who I was for a moment. But if I could have any conversation with my dad, it would just be an I miss you. I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't change nothing that I've been through. So I wouldn't really apologize too much for anything. I would probably ask him because a lot of the time during my addiction, I caught myself thinking dad would be proud of the way that I'm handling myself now. And I know different now that I've spoke to my mother that that's not how he would have been, but I wouldn't apologize to him. I would apologize for becoming a fuck up because I know that that's the last thing he ever wanted from me, but I would just tell him that I miss him.
Mhm. Well, I know as a parent, I can say one thing. My thing is, I just want my kids to not be better than me. Not it's not that I don't want them to go through the things that I've been through, but I want them to aspire.
Mm-hmm.
Kids don't have dreams anymore. They have aspirations. I want to be a
Right.
rapper. I want to do this. Well, why do you want to be a rapper? Because it looks cool. You know, I want my kids to dream and achieve those dreams and be better
Mm-hmm.
than what everybody thought they were going to be. What's it say? I'm always going to be on the sideline cheering all three of y'all on. We made it. She is a good cheerleader, though. I'm
Hi,
proud of my
Nelly.
baby,
No,
though.
Nelly.
Yeah, but that's one good thing that you know I can honestly say, because a lot of people know this. I suffer from a lot of childhood trauma because my father. Let's see if she did it again. She's looking so anxious to get back on here. Look at you.
Man, my I don't know what happened.
You
I had to
still
turn my
seem
phone
a
off and
little.
back on.
You on Wi-Fi or data?
Both of them.
That's why.
Both of them.
Both of not both of
Both
them,
of
but
them.
both of them. Girl, you so country. It's
Both
in
of
Germany.
them.
All right. So look, I
Yep.
just want to end it with this. there was a point in time to where I really thought that you two were going to end up in this repetitive cycle of not living up to your purpose. And I'm really proud and honored to sit there and say that in no part of mine have have I made either one of y'all do anything, but I'm glad that I get to inspire you all because I love following y'all's feeds and stuff like that. Not everything has to be about recovery, but when it's not, I get to see things about how joyful your day was. Look where we came from. Look what we've accomplished. Look who we're inspiring and who we're motivating. But, how often do you two get to sit there and just look around? I'm in my own shite. I ain't got to worry about somebody coming on. We're getting off the couch at 2, 3 in the morning, acting ignorant. I get to lock my doors. I get to tell everybody, like Martin Lawrence at 9 o'clock, if you don't pay bills, get to stepping. I get to enjoy this life that I've created. And it's wonderful that I get to share it with you two because you two are like my babies. I love y'all both to death. Y'all are my family. And I'm so happy that y'all get to enjoy y'all's life right now because y'all have earned it. And I'm so monumentally proud of both of y'all. Keep killing this.
Thank
Keep
you.
walking in your purpose and just enjoy your day. Like Friday, I got a PTO day. I got a VA appointment. You know what I'm doing? I'm probably going to go see the new Mortal Kombat movie with Amber. Oh no, my brother's coming in at 4 o'clock in the morning from Michigan on the train. Oh no, but I'm gonna
Go
enjoy.
fishing.
That's what your country butt be doing. I don't know.
We
I
going
just
fishing.
might. But truthfully, I want to go do something sober with my wife. I want to take her out to eat. I want to go do something because I want her to know. Look at Mariah. She's so country. I want to go fishing.
We're gonna start calling Mariah Chime. Always chiming in.
But that's how we do it. But, this was actually a good one, man, because two of my favorite people in the whole world, I get to sit and watch because now I get to sit and watch how my example is bearing fruit in numerous people because I don't want to be remembered by what I teach people. I want my example to speak for me. I want my actions to speak for me. We all have our own spot. We're all doing what's required of us. I'm paying taxes, y'all. You know what I mean? I'm paying taxes. I'm
I
I'm I'm,
have an
I'm
LLC.
you know look. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like I don't mind no LC too. I got a legitimate business that does not require me to facilitate drugs. You know what I mean? Who would ever thought that? Look at us, business owners.
Bruh.
Bruh. Because I tell
Still don't know if
everybody
I'm
now,
gonna
I'm
turn
like
that
Jacob
short down, honey.
Fontaine. I'm all gas, no brakes with it. Yeah, I mean, because I enjoy this life and I'm going to fight for it every day to stay in my recovery. And
Yes,
I don't care if you got 12 cops, 10 NATO peacekeepers, some Navy SEALs, and some Army Rangers. You come messing with my recovery, you gonna understand why they called me Dr. Evil. It wasn't always a good thing, and I wasn't trying to be funny.
Oh, if you thought I was a savage in addiction, wait till you see somebody trying to play with my recovery and see how I respond to that shit.
I'm gonna have you sitting there limping, going Bojangle Boogaloo.
I look like a dwarf when I kick with my left leg, but that's okay because I got I'll make him kick for me. That's what you do. He big. He big for no reason. Oh, 6'2" off tall self.
Look, I tell everybody, have y'all not met me? Hey, I got them everywhere. Have y'all not met
I
me?
retired my baseball bat.
I ain't got no baseball bat. I got one. Look, I got one blade for each one of your toes. No, I'm just playing. But
I got
I'm
these
proud
hands
of you
hurt.
both. I'm proud of
You
you
can come over here.
both.
Behind me.
And I'm glad that you all have found purpose in y'all's walk. We're doing
Yes,
it,
sir.
y'all.
Thank you.
And let's just keep doing it, keep living
Brian,
life. Yo, what's up?
you gonna come? My alumni graduation is Sunday.
Okay, we'll see what we can do. Oh, look at that baby up there.
He's just holding Thugga like she's a kid, and Thugga lets him do it. I don't understand.
That's a whole grown dog the size of an 8-year-old kid.
Raven, I'm
Dude,
proud of you too. I couldn't believe it when I found out you was sober.
I'm proud of you too. I couldn't
All
either.
right. Yeah. Well, I love y'all. Y'all be blessed.
That's
And what I'm gonna do is
the
I'm
way,
gonna start this
the
couch
way I'm living
session
now.
thing to where there's gonna be a group of us and people are gonna send in questions and we're just gonna sit there and talk recovery, success, trauma, life after addiction, what it's like to be sober with a job, because I ain't had one in almost a decade, a legal one at that. And we just gonna sit and talk like families are supposed to. Sound good?
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. I love y'all. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah.
All right, love you.
I'd like to thank everybody for joining in today. It was really, really good to talk to. They're like my baby sisters and stuff. Bobby, thank you, family. I love and I'm proud of you. Mariah, baby, keep doing your thing because whether you notice it or not, I love having you as a cheerleader because you make me feel like the actions I'm taking are serving a purpose. So thank everybody for tuning in. Love y'all. We'll catch y'all again. Remember, stay blessed, stay focused, stay sober, but most of all, stay unchained. Y'all have a good night.